Okay, this is a January 31st, 2016 last-minute warning to all the presidential campaigns in the Iowa caucus. The caucus is tomorrow, February 1, 2016. What every campaign should be doing is they should have their people at each of the local caucuses where all voting is in the open, snap a cell phone picture of the tally sheet, or in some other way, or make their own tally sheet, snap a cell phone picture of that and send it to the campaign. If your campaign has not told you they're doing this, you can send your picture of your local tally sheet with the precinct you're at to watchthevote2016 at gmail.com. That's watchthevote2016 at gmail.com. But each of the campaigns should be doing this so you have a record of what happened at each local caucus. Then you and the campaign should compare that against the state published results of the Republican Party on the one hand or the Democratic Party on the other. That is where the cheating is done. That's where they cheated Buchanan in 1996. At the state level, they just alter the honest results at the local caucuses, and that's why they had to change the winner in 2012 from Romney to Santorum. And quite frankly, Ron Paul only losing by 3,000 votes. A lot of us wonder if he really won. But in Watch the Vote, that would have only been changing 2 votes per precinct on average. But in Watch the Vote, we are for a fair count no matter who wins or no matter who loses. So that's the way it should be done. There may be other ways to do it, but I don't know how there could be any better way than snapping a cell phone picture of either the official tally sheet at your caucus, or make one yourself and snap it. That with an affidavit is as good as the actual tally sheet. That's how Edward True and Watch the Vote forced them to change the winner in 2012. Now, a poison pill has emerged, as far as we can tell. It's been announced on CNN and Fox that for the first time they're having invisible voting. They're letting the military, so-called the out-of-state students, and the shut-ins, or people that can't get out of their house, vote in absentia for the first time on this suspect Microsoft Cloud. That every campaign should watch how many votes come in on that invisible vote, because that is where, if it's a close race in either side, they can manipulate those votes. There's no paper trail as far as we can tell. Manipulate those absentee votes to switch it from one winner to the other if it's close. So this is an open door for the GOP headquarters and the Iowa Dem headquarters to silently and visibly alter potentially thousands of votes. No paper trail on caucus day, as far as we can tell. All campaigns should object to this sleazy trick. All campaigns should compare these unverifiable, invisible votes with the votes that can be observed at the real local caucuses. So that's very important, and people may not believe this, but you're dealing with criminal operations at all 50 state Democratic and state Republican headquarters. They believe that they should be able to perpetuate power of themselves and those who they like, and are manipulating the vote, like in the Iowa caucus, even though the local people do it honest, is a much greater crime than holding up a 7-Eleven store with a loaded gun, although believe me, I'm totally against armed robbery and want them to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. But those who are manipulating the vote is worse. Okay, secondly, the Sanders campaign, Bernie Sanders is doing exactly right. It's been announced at least twice over Fox, maybe elsewhere, that the Sanders campaign is openly saying that they do not trust the Microsoft Cloud because people in the Microsoft headquarters have donated to Hillary. Of course, that's kind of a petty reason. The reason should be because those who want to run the country want to make sure their people win. So the Sanders campaign has got their own app. They have their people at all 1,600 caucuses going to report in, compared against the Microsoft Cloud. Bernie Sanders is doing it exactly right. We have definite indications from inside the Rand Paul campaign and inside the Trump campaign that they're doing the same thing, but they have not announced it publicly. He should put out a press release, put the GOP on notice publicly that they're being watched, so they're afraid to cheat. All campaigns should be doing this. So that Sanders is doing exactly right. Everyone else should follow. And I hope whatever they're doing, I'm not sure what the Even the Sanders campaign would be well to have their people take a cell phone picture of the actual official tally sheet at the caucus, and certainly that's what, if there's a more efficient way to do it, we don't know what it is. This is how the type of thing we used in 2012, except now a lot more people know how to take a picture with their cell phone. Finally, two things on reporting. Fox reporter John Roberts to Gretchen Carlson said that the Microsoft Cloud was to prevent them from announcing the wrong winner. Wrong. They had the right winner, and they used the unnecessary computer system at the state level to alter the votes that were done at the caucus. So this idea that they needed technology to avoid that is exactly wrong. What we need to do is get rid of the technology, have it all by hand count. The technology is put in by the GOP and the Democratic Party to alter the vote if they can get away with it. But we hope too many people are watching them this time. Also, the CNN anchor John Berman said something very strange, unusual on CNN about noon Eastern time yesterday. They were saying that Rubio is surging. And that he said this, I guess he's fed up with it. He said, well, not only does the GOP want Rubio surging to be the story coming out of Iowa, but so do the big media heads, something like that, that the press, the big press, wanted Rubio surging to be the story. So for Berman to say that means that he was probably fed up with how they're manipulating this phony surge for Rubio. Which at least is not that great, because he's still getting just a few amount of people in his deals. So anyway, I hope this serves as a last-minute warning for the campaigns. This is Watch the Vote 2016. Thank you.